Hey everybody, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome to the BDC YouTube page. It's great to have you out here this morning talking about service department, talking about what we're doing, talking about how to set an agenda on this call. And so we are rolling through some process development. We're going to talk about Service World for a little bit. We're going to have a bunch of different videos coming out that's going to help you not with deep and detailed opportunities, but we're going to give you some surface opportunities around process and development of process. We're going to be bringing out some long form videos that are going to speak about that a little bit deeper, and we have some events coming up in the future. Obviously, our big one that's coming up next that we'd love to have as many people that would like to attend there as possible will be in October and in Nashville. And so Blue Diamond Consultants, super excited about that. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it. We've been doing a series of opportunity talking about our service department and how they can engage and connect with our customers a little bit better. And so I thought it would be really great to just go through what I believe to be a proper process and how we get in and out of a house, talk about the segments of that process, and then help you kind of define what that means for your guys. So maybe when you do some training or you do some role play, or maybe even some general conversation around what it's like in the house with your guys, you can kind of relate to them some of this information and get them to understand that, if you have a really great relationship and you kind of learn to have fun with this, it can be really engaging and fun for not only them, but for the client. And the client can actually speak volumes about that to the marketplace in a referral process or review process, do testimonials and all that stuff. So for me, let's talk about setting the agenda and what's really necessary. For us, we go to a home. We probably have a very, very diverse customer in front of us. They probably come from, I'm here in New Jersey, so this is the melting pot of America. So I never know what I'm going to walk into any home, and reading the name or knowing the address doesn't tell me anything. I really can't judge anything off of that. What I can do is have a great conversation. I can connect really well. Usually as a service expert or as a comfort advisor, as I was, and going into a house, there was a couple things I needed to know. I needed to know their expectations of me, because if they're wondering about me or they have some expectations, I want to be able to deliver upon that. And then I need to know what their expectations are. I need to know any of the stinking thinking that they have, and I need to really kind of work through that as we hear some sprinklers kick on. I just want to make sure that everybody's connected with the customer, so that we don't create havoc. We create momentum through the consultation. So thing that I did, and I'm going to use my language, I've taught this many times in my world. Setting the agenda is when I come through the door, I've asked for the approval to come in, I've done a pre-report call, I've knocked on the door, I've said hello, I've asked for the right to come in. Now I'm going to be right in the foyer or in the center of the home. It's a really great time to kind of just sit there and go, hey, Mrs. Jones, I know what the notes say, but if you could tell me in your own words what's happening, when you discovered this, who found it, do you have an idea of why it happened, and when it operates normally, do you like it, and what do you think about that product? And then if it's okay with you, I'd love for you to share with me your expectations of my work today, so that I can make sure that I deliver upon everything you're looking for. And then if it's okay with you, once you give me all that information, I'd love to share with you some of my expectations of you today, and so that we can have a really collaborative conversation and we can get some great work done today. Is that okay? Now, Mrs. Jones is going to tell me about the toilet or the air conditioning system or the electrical failure or the garage door is broken or the roof is leaking or whatever it is. She's going to give me the problem. The problem is something that I'm already going to be aware of. I already have intelligence about where I'm heading. I really have an idea of the home because I know the area well. I do a lot of work in this market. So I just want to get that out. I want to hear what she has to say. I want to make sure I can deliver upon answering any of those questions it might be. And then I want to give her a little bit of a framework of the guide that we're going to go on. We're going to go on a little bit of a trip. I'm going to take her through a consultation. I'm going to take her on my discovery. I'm going to walk her through the home. Now, if she doesn't want to go on that with me, we're going to have a much longer conversation at the dining room table. But I'm going to do everything I can to bring her along for the ride, because I want her to see what I see. I want her to visualize things. Visualization is really important. But hear that in that framework of setting the agenda, what I've done is I hear what she wants, and then I'm going to explain to her, and her expectation for me might be, hey, Mike, I just want you to get it fixed, get me back to life as normal, that's all I want. That's great, that's exactly what I want. And I can literally say, hey, Mrs. Jones, I love that. You're in great hands. If I haven't seen this one time, I've seen it 1,000 times, so you're in really great hands today. Well, here's some expectations I have for you today. So what I'd love to do now is I'd love to go take a look at your problem. I'd love for you to come with me, explain a couple things, show me how you operate, show me what you know about it, and then so I can inform you about what you have, and then what you don't know, I can fill some of the gaps. But really what I'd love to do is just take you on this journey, go look at some things, ask some critical questions, put together some options and solutions, and then when I come back, I want you to pick one of those so we can either get that done right today, and if it's not something that's today and it needs a larger project, we can schedule that so that you're super comfortable and you understand where we're going with it. Is that fair? Cool. So let's get working. If it's okay with you, let's head out to the furnace and take a look at what we got. And so, guys, that's really what it comes down to. Setting the agenda is really creating clarity. And when you can create clarity of the who, what, when, where, why, and hows, you're going to have people that are going to be engaged during your consultation. But if you can't stop them and you can't create this connection, and that connection leading to a collaborative conversation and consultation in their home, you're not going to have the success that you may have with baked-in urgency and some other larger problems. And so the reality here is create an agenda, make a connection, create an experience for the customer, and it all starts with the phone call with the CSR, but there's micro conversions all the way through this consultation, and setting the agenda is just a connection with you and the customer to move to the next level. Give me 5 minutes and I'll change your service department.